There are 4 types of bass. A flat bass response, very clean, kind of boring. Then there's balanced bass, which gives you a tasteful amount, but lets the mids and the highs breathe. Then you have bass boosted, which gives you a little bit of that subwoofer in your head kind of feel, at the sacrifice of a bit of clarity. And fourth is over the top bass head certified goodness. This is for those that don't care too much about clarity, they just want their head to explode. Now my go-to is bass boosted, but most of the time I'm going for balanced bass. But I will venture into bass head territory when it's needed. A flat response, don't really have time for it. Maybe once or twice a year. So today I'll cover my top 10 picks for balanced bass, bass boosted, and over the top bass. And I'll give you a budget, mid-range, and premium option for all 3 types of bass. Bass, 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 bass. Let's start with balanced bass. So my budget pick here is the Soundpeats Engine 4. This is kind of a cross between balanced and slightly bass boosted. The bass here has a bit of that subwoofer feel. You get full mid bass, but you still get quite a bit of punch with it. But it's not just bass with this earbud. This is easily the best sounding earbud you can get at this price. Taking into account the amount of bass you're getting, the mids here are super clean. The treble is detailed with a bit of sparkle, but it's also smooth, so it rarely gets sibilant or harsh. And this is just the stock tuning. You can jump in the EQ and pump up the bass even more, and you're getting closer to bass head levels here. The only issue here is that you don't get noise cancelling or a transparency mode. If you do want that, a nice alternative here would be the Soundpeats Air 4 Pro. Sound quality, pretty close to the Engine 4, and you get noise cancelling and a transparency mode. And I currently have them ranked as the best sound quality for noise cancelling earbuds under $50. And if you want to access all my scoring and ranking spreadsheets, I'll link them all down below so you can compare all the earbuds easily, specs, call quality, everything. You can actually customize the scoring as well to favorite categories that matter more to you. So today the focus here is just on the sound. You can check out that spreadsheet for all the extra details, and I'll link full reviews of each earbud as well down below. Now the mid-range pick for the best balanced bass is the Status Between 3 ANC. I'm not a fan of the stock tuning, it's a bit too flat for my liking, so I chuck on the original Between Pro EQ preset, and this has been my go-to earbud for casual listening and intricate listening over the last couple of weeks. So you're actually getting a similar kind of tuning to the Soundpeats Engine 4. The 3 ANC is slightly more V-shaped, so you get a richer bass response and more sub-bass. The mids are ever so slightly recessed, so vocals still come across very clear, and the treble is incredibly precise, which is definitely the standout for this tuning. So in ways, they sound better than the Engine 4, but I was honestly shocked. It's my first time comparing these 2 earbuds. I was shocked how close the Engine 4 gets to the 3 ANC at like 1/3 of the price. I'd actually say the mids are nicer on the Engine 4. Soundstage and instrument separation is pretty close. The 3 ANC does win in the treble department. It's a bit of a richer sound. They bring you different experiences, so look, either way you go there, you're good. Now my premium pick for balanced bass is the Technics AZ80. With the stock tuning, it's a bit on the flat side, but the dynamic tuning is where it's at for me. I'd say this is on par right now with the 3 ANC as my most used earbud for casual listening and intricate listening. Kind of combine the Engine 4 with the Status Between 3 ANC, and you get the AZ80. So you get a clean, punchy bass response that has a bit of that deep rumble to it, super clean mids, super smooth treble with some nice upper treble sparkle. When it comes to pure sound quality, right now, the AZ80, I'm a #1 pick. And you do get a super bass EQ preset, which gives you some over the top bass, but it still lacks a little bit with that sub bass. You can only push out so much with the AZ80. Now let's talk about bass boosted earbuds, and my budget pick here is the One More Piston Buds Pro Q30. The stock tuning here is great. It's actually up there with the best at this price. But chuck on the bass boost preset, and now we're getting some of that nice subwoofer type bass that retains well, also at high volumes. The treble still has some nice sparkle, and sure, the bass is a little bit over the top, but if that's what you want, that's what you're getting here. You also get the 10-band EQ, tons of presets, so you can make them sound a bit more balanced and clean as well. Now my mid-range pick here is a Soundcore Sport X20. You could also say this is the budget pick, but either way, this is just a solid earbud with a powerful bass response just with the stock tuning. So you get a very full and open bass response. This is the perfect type of earbud and sound for training. And like the Piston Buds Pro, you get great versatility of the sound, so you can customize it in the app. Go even crazier with the bass, although you're not really getting over the top bass levels here, but you can make it more balanced as well. Now my premium pick here, this is a bit of a unique one. It's going to be the Bose QC Ultra or QC2. Both sound pretty much the same. The QC Ultra has spatial audio, which isn't really needed, but it has slightly stronger noise cancelling. Anyway, we're talking about sound here. The actual stock tuning of both earbuds is on the balance side. But after some heavy EQing, you can get some solid bass that'll also retain at high volumes. Despite maybe the last 2 clicks, most earbuds, they can't really go to max volume and retain the same bass that they have at lower volumes. Most earbuds don't cope so well, but still you get plenty of volume here on both buds. And keep in mind, I'm normally listening at like 40% volume when I'm training. If I'm going a little bit crazy, I'll sometimes ramp it up to 70, 80%. When you start going past 60, 70%, you're in hearing loss territory, so you definitely don't want to be listening at those high volumes for extended times. Now, there are tons of other earbuds I could have chosen here. Same with any category here, to be honest. But the reason I wanted to choose the Bose earbuds is because of their bass performance at lower volume. So naturally we hear less bass and treble on the first like couple of clicks of volume. So Bose are one of the few brands to use like a special EQ to boost the bass and treble so you hear more at those lower volumes. So where most earbuds sound a little bit lacking and dull at those low volumes, you get a rich full sound on the Bose QC Ultra and QC2. Other earbuds do this, like the AirPods Pro 2, they sort of do it. The Google Pixel Buds Pro do it, but it's a bit over the top. Where the Bose Buds, they do it the best. A bit of a niche thing, but something I thought was worth mentioning. But now let's run through the over-the-top bass head earbuds. Very few buds can make it to these over-the-top levels. And the main thing here is being able to push out some crazy bass, but also retain it at those high volumes. So I have 2 go-to testing songs when I'm testing over-the-top bass. First is Head Splitter by Getter, which really puts emphasis on sub bass, and Solid Stigma by Anger Fist, which kind of combines everything, sub bass, some punch, and some mid bass. So for a bud to pass this test, they need to push out some ridiculous bass with minimal distortion and retain as much bass at those high volumes. So my budget pick here is the Tozo NC7. This is the EQ that I came up with, and for a small earbud like this, I was honestly pretty surprised how much bass you can push out of them. In my head splitter test, your head's gonna be splitting with the amount of bass you're getting with the NC7. With Solid Stigma, the bass is incredibly full and you're still getting quite a bit of punch. For the price and size of the earbud, this is impressive stuff. Now my mid-range pick here is a Nothing Ear. And I don't know what it is about these tiny earbuds being able to push out the most bass, but Nothing did redesign their latest earbuds so they could actually do so. Push out more bass with less distortion. So you have 2 options here. You can use a regular EQ and turn the bass enhance slider to level 5, and this is already at bass head levels. Or you can chuck on the more bass EQ preset, combined with the bass enhance slider at 5, and I also chucked on my personalized hearing test for good measure, and holy shit, with Head Splitter, it's just crazy. Solid Stigma, also crazy. I will say that the last 3 clicks of volume, the bass does get brought down slightly, I assume so the earbuds don't explode, but even these buds at like 70% volume are incredibly loud. So if you're going at 85% volume, this is like uncomfortably loud. Really, I don't even know why I'm testing this, to be honest, but you people mention it, so here I am. And the bass is so impressive here. I don't even have a premium pick. It would have been the Sennheiser Momentum 3. The Sennheiser Momentum 4 brought the bass down slightly. They're still pretty good, but you're getting more bass on the Nothing Ear. They're actually also ranked first in my overall earbud ranking, and they're one of the cheaper earbuds. I think that's only 9 earbuds I mentioned though, so I'm gonna do like a runner up here. It's actually the Nothing Ear A. You're not able to get quite to the same level of bass as a Nothing Ear, but the EA got the closest out of all my earbuds. There you go, that's 10. But these are just the buds that I've tested. I have tested a lot of earbuds, but I'm sure there's more out there. So let me know in the comments what your favorite earbuds are for all the different types of bass out there. And to check out my full Nothing Ear and Ear A review, check it out right here. Quick shout out to my channel members and all my supporters on Ko-fi. Really appreciate the support. So thanks for tuning in. Stay picky, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.